I'm tired too, man.
I'm ready to go to bed.
Welcome back, basic bitches. Let me start over.
Yeah, maybe work it in a little more subtly.
My Jerry juice.
Oh, wait, let me get some more medicine before we
Get some more
start.
medicine.
What are you trying to say? Why are we standing? I don't know, Don. It's very real. Was I supposed to spend the rest of my life feeling miserable on the way?
Why are you with Shirley in her cardigan? Why are you with me? I don't know why I'm still with you. When I used to know, but I don't.
Basic Teen TV.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. We are Basic Teen TV. We're a weekly podcast talking about 90s teen TV drama. We're talking about Dawson's Creek, Season 5, Episode 20. My name is Melissa.
I'm Victoria.
I'm Cindy.
And tonight's episode is called Separate Ways, open parentheses, worlds apart, close parentheses.
What does that mean?
No idea.
Like all the other episode titles, don't know what this means.
Wait, what is it again?
Separate ways, open parentheses, worlds apart, close parentheses. Separate ways, worlds apart.
But worlds apart is in parentheses.
Yeah.
I don't get how it applies to this episode.
Nope, none of the titles do. They're just like
Yeah, I don't know where
somebody got baked and was like, "This sounds good."
Yeah. Put some parentheses in the title, man. Make it artistic.
Yeah, it'll make it sound deep.
Yes. Deep. So I feel like the major storyline in this episode is
The sexual harassment lawsuit that
Yeah.
should take place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, in this, there's a couple of themes. One is the older woman, younger man scenario that plays out for like the 800th time in the show. So one of the writers has got a thing for that dynamic, and then also the lack of an HR department.
yes.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
In the schools, in the businesses.
In the workplace.
at the gas station and
gas station for boats.
the Cape Side Marina and gas station for boats or whatever we decided it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, where Joey's boss would just like accidentally walk in on her changing.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
No HR to go to. And,
Unhinged.
and this is as bad. I was trying to think of which is worse.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. So let's get into it.
All
Let's
right.
get into it. It's a lot to unpack.
So the gang gets back from spring break and Pacey and Audrey go into the restaurant to go back to work, and they realize that the restaurant is under new management. So the dude that had been like cheating on his wife or whatever, he's gone.
Chef Danny. His first name is Danny. I think his last name is Becker. Anyway, so Chef Danny, right. So we don't know what his status is. Like, they didn't say that he was ousted or that he's been axed, but
I just assumed the business was bought out.
the business was bought out. I mean, it was sold. Right. Yeah.
So
Yes.
maybe he just like made...
Yeah,
he
somebody
just, like,
made him a financial offer that he was like, yeah, I'll take it.
It's like,
I'll take the money. But then I think he also, because isn't Pacey like living in his apartment or something?
Yeah, I was confused by
I was
this.
confused by that. Yes.
Yeah, makes sense.
Anyways, we'll get into it. But
So yeah, they get back and there's like this woman. So there's like an all staff meeting. Like they're confused at first, and there's like a memo, and Audrey's like, looks like we've under new management, and Pacey's like, that's not possible because like we've only been gone a few days, and like somebody would have told us. And she's like, they did tell us in this memo that's right here. And there's like a staff meeting at 3:00, and this is happening. And then they go to the meeting, and there's this woman who's in her mid-30s named Alex.
Pearl.
She has triangle eyebrows.
Alex Pearl is her name.
I
She's
didn't-
played by Sherilyn Fenn.
I didn't notice her eyebrows.
And I've never
I
seen
totally
eyebrows
noticed
this
her
wild.
eyebrows. Those were intense eyebrows. They were like, arrows on her forehead.
Yeah, like there's not
Like-
an eyebrow arch. It was an eyebrow arrow.
Like an
Yeah.
up arrow.
An
like,
up arrow. Yeah. They were bad. They were thin arrow
Ooh.
eyebrows.
And in typical Dawson's Creek fashion, she's a villain.
A predator villain.
Yeah, and she's like all the bad guys in Dawson's Creek. There is no real like character development. They're just like evil.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be one of these people.
Yeah. So she is very like harsh and like draws a hard line. Like, this is new management and we're going to change things. And one of those things is that we're going to fire a shit ton of people. Sorry. And Pacey is very like outspoken. He just is like speaking up in this staff meeting or whatever. And they kind of butt heads, Pacey and this new manager woman. She's like, well, my first meeting, you know, I'm going to talk individually with each of the staff members and you're my first meeting. So come on in. And she ends up giving him a promotion.
Yeah, he thinks he's going to get fired.
Yeah. He thinks he's going to get fired because of course he like ran his mouth in the staff meeting, but she gives him a promotion. And
So like kitchen manager or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't even cook though. And she's like, it doesn't matter.
She's like, you'll figure it out. It is a little weird because he was like Danny's protege or something, but that's
Right.
also because Danny like recognized like fellow bro in him, in Pacey, and also because Pacey like partially helped him out a little, like helped him cheat on his wife without realizing that was what was happening, but then also kind of kept a secret. And then that girl that Pacey dated for a minute, the other waitress that's been off the show for a while, she like accused him of like kissing ass to like get to the top. She's like, you came out of nowhere and all of a sudden you're like the boss's favorite and I can't get into the kitchen. I have to be a waitress and like whatever. So like he's been like the golden child the whole time, and then this new woman shows up and you think like he's finally gonna get fired, but no, he gets like
Promoted.
he gets promoted to like kitchen manager, whatever that is.
Yeah, what is a kitchen manager?
I don't know. Like he's in charge of all the people, like an office manager,
Yeah.
but in the kitchen.
Yeah. He's like interim head chef or something like that. Yeah.
A 19-year-old.
Mhm.
Yeah, a 19-year-old who can't cook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's been at this job for like, I don't know, 9 months or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So at some point I guess Pacey finds
No
out.
yawning during the podcast
Sorry.
recording. That's how my mom yawns.
Can't you guys tell we're so into this podcast? We love doing this.
We do. Guys, liven up.
Um,
At some point, then Audrey comes back out. Everybody has their meetings. And then Audrey's like, I was fired. So Audrey gets let go.
and then like Pacey tries to go and tries to talk to Alex during the like dinner rush. And she's like, this is not the right time to discuss this.
It's not.
Yeah, no, true. Yes. So at the end of the night, Pacey goes into her office and is like, hey, Audrey's really great. I think you should give her a second chance. And she's like, is it because she's your girlfriend? And he's like, well, she just happens to be my girlfriend, but she's really great. So you should reconsider and bring her back. And then like she sidles up next to him or like comes closer to him and then like touches him. And she's like, I think we can work something out, and like rubs her fingers down his like arm or his chef's coat jacket or something. And then just like fucking attacks him and like sticks her tongue in his throat. I'm like,
It really happens like that.
it really happens like that. It took me off guard so much. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
It's so not okay.
It is so not okay. But it was just weird
Yeah.
too. And Pacey like slowly pushes her away.
Yeah, he's not into it.
Right.
But he's also like, this isn't
It's
right.
like, this is weird.
Yeah.
he's like, I have a girlfriend. I think I should go. And she says something to Pacey like,
You're too young to be serious.
you're too young to be serious. And then, she's like, okay, well, it's your choice, or it's like your decision. Like,
like basically like he's not going to get what he wants out
Unless
of
he
this.
has sex with her.
Right.
Yeah.
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 So like classic power move from a superior, super inappropriate no HR.
Illegal.
And no HR.
Yeah. There's no HR for Pacey to go to, apparently, which you would think there would be, because
Yeah, this is like
this
a corporate.
is a corporate company that's bought this restaurant. So you would think there was an HR department.
He doesn't know. He hasn't. He's only been introduced to Alex. He has no idea. He doesn't even know who the parent company is. Like, whatever. Yeah. So that's weird.
So that happens between them, and Pacey is obviously struggling whether or not to tell Audrey. At this point, he's deciding not to say anything. So that is kind of all we've got with Alex and Pacey in this episode. The other storyline is Joey and Charlie. And so Charlie has spent the night in Joey's dorm, and they wake up together.
And I thought they boned.
I didn't think they had boned because A, they were wearing clothes, and B, that's not Joey. That's not Joey to just bang someone who she's not in a relationship with.
I mean, that's true.
Where was Audrey?
Audrey comes home. We don't know where Audrey's coming from, but it's the morning time, I guess, or morning-ish, and she's coming home and she looks really like out of it. Like, I guess maybe we might assume that she spent the night with Pacey, and so she's coming back to the dorm in the next morning, and she finds a scrunchie on the doorknob. And I guess that is
like that's code
for right.
I would have never understood what the scrunchie on the door handle meant, and I would have come in anyway.
It's like the girls' version of a sock. Like, guys are like, when you see a sock on the doorknob, that means I'm getting some. Don't come in.
Is this a thing?
I mean,
in real life?
I've never done anything like that with roommates. No, but
Yeah.
it's a thing on TV and movies.
Yeah, like other.
Really?
Yeah, like you hang something on the door to indicate that you're like,
You're hooking up.
yeah, so don't come in.
I feel like
yeah.
I live here. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I guess if you're in college.
Well, if you're in college and you're sharing a dorm room,
Well, what if it's night time and you come home and there's a scrunchie or a sock on the door? Then I'd be like, well, where am I supposed to go?
You sleep in the
hall?
I'll just
student
pull out my
lounge.
tent.
Yeah, there
Camp
you
out
go.
in the library.
Yeah.
So they wake up in the dorm and they're like having pillow talk, and then
All
they have
flirty with each other,
and then they have like a pillow fight.
yeah.
But
they have a
but
pillow
Joey's also
fight.
saying, like, she's like, you know what I love about this situation? Like, you don't know who my 6th grade teacher was. And then because she's like, who's my 6th grade teacher? And he's like, I don't know. And then he's like, my 6th grade teacher. And she's like, nope, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. The great thing about you is that you don't know everything about me. We haven't been together, like, you know, in each other's lives since we were like 5. And he was like, and that's a good thing. And she's like, yes. The implication is like,
he's not Dawson.
Yeah.
he's not Dawson, and that she's like met somebody that's new to her life. That's not Dawson. It's not Pacey. Like a new person, even though he's already fucked Jen, but new or enough.
Yeah.
That she's trying out a thing where she like, yeah. Although she never said that to Professor Wilder.
That's true.
There's another HR situation.
Oh, yeah, totally. But she's like, she's not feeling Charlie in the same way that apparently he's feeling her. Like,
He's real into Joey.
yeah, like really into Joey. And she's just kind of like, meh, take it or leave it, is the impression I get.
Yeah, she's excited that she's able to like have like a little fling or like a no strings attached.
Even though they didn't even bone.
Yeah, well, it's just a thing that's like not serious, that is fun and light and not wrought with drama and all these deep emotions like she had with Dawson
and Pacey.
and Pacey. Like she's trying out a thing where she just keeps it fucking easy breezy.
Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl.
Right. But he wants to
Right.
be
Victoria was like, right.
he wants to be her boyfriend.
Yeah.
So then later in the day he finds her out on the quad or whatever, and he was like, I'm going on tour for like, how long were they going on tour for?
I don't know.
Because it made it seem, and this is a guy who's like in like a dumb little college band. So I'm like, oh, they're going on tour. They're going to play like 5 bars in the region, and they'll be
He
back.
made it seem like he had to drop out of college for the rest of the year.
They're
or
like
something.
they're like the warm up band for whatever bigger band they're opening up for. They're like they're the opener to whatever band. He dropped the name of the band, and I can't remember what he said the name of this band was, and so I don't know if they're real or not. But I mean, I cannot remember if he said how long this tour would be. I thought maybe he might have said like 4 or 6 months. Well, no, that he dropped out for this semester or whatever. But that all of that is to say that he asked Joey to go with him.
Yeah, and she was like,
I knew she wouldn't, but I was like, dude, don't do it. Don't
yeah,
do
they
this.
haven't even banged yet.
Yeah, I know. They
Like-
had a pillow fight.
Yeah,
And they camped out in the living room.
And they had one kiss.
yeah, and then he's like, this is like something, and I want you to come with me. And she was like, I'm not fucking up my school for this.
He's
Nah.
like, babe, I'm destined to be a loser, and I'm gonna like drop out of college to go on tour. Babe, you want to do it with me? You want to like ruin your whole life to be with me, babe? And she's like, I'll pass.
Yeah. So, but now she's struggling with how am I going to tell him? How am I going to tell him? I'm like, bitch, use your words. Tell him. Just
Communicate. This
Yeah.
is what I said in the last episode.
Yes, communicate.
It also shouldn't be that complicated. At this point, they've like hung out a few times.
This should be the easiest breakup for Joey of all time.
Yeah. And then like I can't imagine that even if it's a big band, he's not going to be gone for like a year or two. He's going to be gone for like a couple of months. Like just be like, you know, you go on tour and we'll see where we're at when you get back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he gives like not an ultimatum, but he's like, oh, okay. If you don't want to come, then I just won't.
Maybe I
won't
won't
go
go.
on tour.
I'm not going to go on this tour.
And
also,
then she gets scurred all over again because
Yeah,
she's
'cause-
like, shit, he's not going to go on tour and he's just going to be like outside of my window every day.
Yeah, she doesn't want him to not do his thing, but she wants to keep doing her thing, which is all fair. Like she's like basically like you go on tour and I stay here.
And I get my bachelor's.
Yeah, I get a college degree and you go do blow off of some titties or something. Whatever you're gonna do while you're on tour.
You like whatever you want. It's fine. I don't need to be witness to it.
And then when you get back, who knows?
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
So,
But he wants to lock it down.
he does want to lock it down.
And she's like, I don't want to be locked down. Not by you.
Yeah. So he's having this like final show in Boston, and he's just making sure that Joey's going to be there. And she's like, of course I'll be there. So like Joey and Audrey go to this final concert or whatever, which by the way, I don't know if Cindy, you noticed it. You're like the major observer in our group, but this is something I noticed is I know that Charlie is not the lead singer of his band. He's playing a major character in the show, but he's not the major character in his band. And
He's like the backup guitar
he's
guy.
like, he's like the lead guitar or something. But the lead singer I'm doing air quotes, the lead singer, I don't know if you noticed this. He was not even trying to lip sync to whatever song they were singing. And it was so bad. It was so bad.
I think I took a bathroom break during any of the
Oh
music
my
scenes in the show. I'm
God.
like, this is a great time to go pee.
This would have made you cringe more than anything. Like, he's a random no name, not given any credit in the show or whatever, but I was watching him.
Damn, they didn't even give him credit.
I don't know if they did or not. I'm just assuming because he didn't have any speaking lines. And he wasn't even singing any lines. Like, he was just like, he was holding the mic so you couldn't see his mouth, which I'm sure he was directed to do that because they're like, you're not actually going to be singing this song, so it doesn't matter what you say, just make sure we can't see your lips. So he's like holding it, so you can't see his, can't see his mouth or whatever. But there are points when the camera pans to him and they're kind of getting a wide shot of the whole band, and he kind of moves his, hand away from his mouth, and all he's doing is making an O face. He's just making an O face the whole time. And I'm just like, oh my God, they didn't catch this when they were
Right.
filming, or even when I don't know. It was so bad.
Damn.
Yes, it was the worst.
They couldn't have put in like a little bit more
a
effort.
little bit more effort. Like, can you just have him learn one line of this terrible song that they're supposed to be singing, so you can make it look like he's mouthing
Dawson's Creek.
words?
Taking shortcuts.
Oh God,
It has not paid off.
He's like, they're like, nobody's gonna notice. But they also, you have to remember when this was on air, it was before you could like do a replay and be like, what did I just see?
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. So anyways, they're at the last show or whatever, and they finish their final song. They find a table and they sit down. Pacey shows up, and Joey is still freaking out. Like, how am I going to tell Charlie? How am I going to tell Charlie? And Audrey's like, oh, I've got an idea. And Joey's like, what the fuck are you thinking? And what Audrey thinks is a good idea is to start yelling at Joey and accuse her of hooking up with Pacey while Pacey is sitting there
Yeah, so Pacey shows
Without
up
any heads up.
without any heads up.
and Charlie shows up, and then Audrey starts flipping out, and then Pacey's like, what's happening right now? And Joey's like, I don't know. And then Charlie's not buying any of it. He's like, is this some kind of weird like joke or a skit or something? And
Yeah.
like an inside joke. And
Or performance art.
yeah.
You're doing at the bar.
And Pacey's like, inside yes, joke no. Like what's happening right now?
That scene was hard for me to watch.
It was weird.
It
It
went
was
on
weird.
for so long.
And then they get up and they
And then
start like
they start
having a fight. Like they're
swinging
like
arms at each
slapping
other,
each other.
slapping each other.
Yeah.
And Pacey tries to break him up, and then they start hitting Pacey, and he's like, hey, what the fuck, man? Get off. Stop it. You guys are being fucking idiots.
cut to like 5 minutes later, and I'm like, why is this scene still happening? Why am I still watching this?
And Charlie's like, so, I mean, like, that was a bad joke, whatever you're trying to do there. And it forces Joey to just tell him the truth, which she should have done like ages ago.
Yeah, just communicate.
Right. So they effectively break up, and Charlie like turns around and like walks away with his head down, like, oh, I'm sad. Joey Potter broke up with me.
And she's like, bye, bitch.
She's like, dodged a fucking bullet.
She's like,
She's like, that almost ruined my entire life.
yeah, she
She's
almost
going
had
to
to
be playing like townie bars for the next 20 years, and I almost ruined my life
She
to like
almost
join
had-
him.
She almost had to start over again.
Everyone has to start over. And it's so hard to do when you're 19. It's so hard to start over. You're like so deeply ingrained in your life mistakes
Right.
at 19.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
With all your exes and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's hard.
So it's the next morning at some point in the episode, and they wake up to what Audrey has described as dying cats, and it's Charlie strumming his guitar and singing. What song did he sing? I Want You to Want Me.
Yes.
I want you to want me.
Man, that was cringe too. This whole episode was cringe.
Yeah.
How embarrassing.
And he sang pretty much the whole song, I think.
Yeah.
And like they open up their window and they look out and they see him there, and they're kind of
Audrey's like,
they're kind of making fun of him. They're like, he needs to learn how to play the guitar and he needs to learn how to sing. Like, this is bad.
Yeah.
You should go out there and stop him.
but also Audrey's like, how romantic. And I was like, ugh, there's nothing I would want less than a dude showing up on campus out front of my door singing to me.
Yeah.
It's not romantic.
No, this is
It's
not.
gross.
This is not. What is that? What is that movie with John Cusack where he holds the stereo up over his head?
I think they referenced that in this. They said it was like that. Or
Oh,
something.
did
I think
they?
they did.
Yeah.
What is the name of that movie?
Love Actually?
No. That's the one with Hugh Grant. That's
Love
the
Actually.
holiday.
I don't know.
Actually came out in like 2001 or something, or 2002.
I'm gonna look it up. It's probably something like that.
Say my name. Stand by
No,
me.
No, it's not Stand By Me.
me.
That's the one where the kids find a dead body.
Oh, right.
Stephen King.
Titanic. Oppenheimer. Barbie.
I feel like it's all in the tips of our tongues. We just can't
Say
something with the word something in it.
Say anything.
Yeah.
Say anything. There
Love
you go.
Say my
Actually-
name. I
Love
said.
actually say anything. Kind of the
I
same.
said say my name. What is that?
That's fucking Destiny's Child.
Say my name, say my name. No one is around. Actually, if a dude showed up on campus doing that, I'd be like, this is fun. What a throwback. That would be the only thing that I would accept.
Say my name.
Yeah. I don't even like that song. But it'd be fun. I mean, it'd be funny.
I like that song. So so Joey goes out there, they have their final goodbyes. And they both kind of, you know, like you said, Victoria, they're kind of like, you know, you go on tour and do your thing and I'll finish up the semester and then we'll see what's going on when you get back.
When you get back in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like totally reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've made like this huge deal, and I bet we see him in like episode after next. He's like, I'm back from tour.
Yeah.
I was gone for like 3 weeks.
They
and now
spent a whole episode on that.
yeah, and he was like, yeah, we hit up like 3 bars, and now I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played the town fair.
Yeah.
And I'm back.
The town fair. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So okay. So I think the only other thing, which is probably like, I don't know, the least interesting story, is Oliver and Dawson are able to reschedule their meeting with this New York City agent producer person.
Miraculously.
Right, yeah. So they're heading back to New York. This time they're going through with it, and they show up. And the other thing that I observed, maybe I'm becoming the observer of this group. So they're in New York.
Good for you.
Thank you. So they're in New York City. They're supposed to be in Manhattan, okay? And they get into this guy's office and they meet in some sort of corner office or corner conference room or whatever. And it's, you know, a brick-lined interior and there's windows and you see blue sky out the window. No buildings or anything. It's just pure blue sky. I'm like,
Maybe the office was on the top floor.
Yeah, it was like super high rise.
They're rich.
Super high rise. Okay.
It's a fancy building.
All
Fancy
right.
production company.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, this would have been before. It would have been cool to have your offices in like Brooklyn somewhere, or maybe you would. But even then, you're going to see like some skyline, either Manhattan or Jersey or something.
There was no skyline at all. There was no buildings.
I mean, yeah, but they were too cheap to roll in the painting of Manhattan through the windows.
Apparently. Yeah. They couldn't get any facade back there. Any, you know, fucking seamless. It doesn't even have to be, just be
it's just like a
fucking
painting or
canvas that has a paint. Right. Exactly. Painting.
I feel
of a
like
skyline.
Dawson's Creek, not that they were like really trying for the first 4 seasons of the show, but I feel like they really stopped caring a lot.
Are they still filming in North Carolina? Like, is Boston, where are they filming Boston?
Yeah, I've been a little confused because when they were supposed to be in the suburbs, you would see like all of the Spanish moss on the trees. So it was clear that they were filming in South Carolina or whatever. But now they have a lot of scenes that are shot like
Maybe
on
they're
a city
actually
street.
Maybe they're actually on a production set or a studio set.
It makes Boston look like really cute and charming. And
I mean, downtown Boston is a little cute and charming. I've only been there once, but
you don't see any Dunkin' Donuts. You don't.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
Not a one anywhere.
You know, they might still be filming in South Carolina, and the reason why I say that is because a lot of the like side streets that aren't in the main downtown area, they're like separated homes with like picket fences, and it's, I don't know, it looks like it could have been shot somewhere in the suburbs of South Carolina, or I don't know, like someplace that's by a city.
Yeah.
In South Carolina where they can make it look like Boston.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of. I don't know. We need to start looking into this.
Well,
I'm gonna look it up.
Look it
we
up.
need to do some research.
But I have not seen Spanish moss.
So they've fixed that.
Yeah. They got complaints.
Yeah,
writing
they got complaints. So they go into this meeting and Oliver just goes insane.
He hijacks it.
He hijacks the entire meeting, and Dawson is doing his best to remain calm and keep it together. And this agent guy is just like, what is wrong with this dude? And so he ends the meeting very quickly. And he's like, okay, great. Really nice to meet you guys. And I'll be in touch. Which means
offer is no longer on the table.
Which is not even code for, but it's like, you're not going to hear from me ever again. And then they get down into the parking lot and they have this like huge fight. And Dawson's like, what the fuck, bro? You totally fucked that up. And he's like, what's the big deal, man? We'll get other meetings. And he's like, we sent our film out to 70 different people. And this was the only person who returned our calls.
Yeah, like this podcast, we have 1 or 2 listeners. I would never disrespect the 1 or 2 listeners. Like I never play them like that.
Never. We love you, basic bitches.
I mean, Oliver's like, he's a weirdo and he's kind of like a douchebag and he thinks a lot more of himself than he actually is, which is also evident in the way that he hits on women and like whatever. Like he thinks he's like the man.
Yeah, when they were sitting in the reception area and he thought that the receptionist was like into him.
All
or
she
whatever.
did was look over at him.
Yeah, he was staring at her and she looked up and saw him staring at her, so she smiled and then went back to her work. And he was like, she wants to fuck me.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a lot of dudes' mentalities though. If God forbid you look at them as they pass you on the street.
Yeah, or like they're staring at you, so you're like, hey, what's up? It doesn't mean that you want to bang. It just means like
you're acknowledging the fact that they're staring.
Yeah, or like you're making me uncomfortable because you're staring at me. So like,
knock it off.
Yeah, hi, now stop.
And they're like, she totally wants to bang.
She wants to fucking S my D.
Yeah.
And Dawson was like, nah, man, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, I'm gonna ask her out. And he was like, don't do that. Like, can we just get through this meeting? Like, don't make it weird. And then they get in there and he just
really made it weird.
Made it as weird as he could.
Yeah.
Like, talked down to the producer, like talked in circles, talked about nothing.
Yeah,
and
he
then,
like talked shit about what they had put out, like other films.
Yeah. And then the producer was like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
Dawson needs to cut Oliver out of
Yeah,
his life.
no, the guy's gonna drag him down.
Yeah, he's gonna sabotage.
And I
Dawson.
don't. He's not that great of a guy. Like that one movie they made was good, but Dawson had to like rewrite the ending and like in order to like make the whole thing work. And like Dawson could just do this on his own. He doesn't need him.
Yeah.
Doesn't need him.
Yeah, I will say this though. I think the only reason he is doing this with him right now is because this is the movie that they did together. So if Dawson can just make a clean break, write another movie or whatever it is on his own, find a different, I don't know, writing partner, producing partner or something, and just, get rid of this Oliver kid.
Let him go.
Yeah. So they have this like major fight in the parking lot, in the parking garage. And Oliver's like, I'm going to take the train back. And Dawson's like, all right, bye,
Okay,
bye,
bye.
Felicia.
Bye, asshole.
Yeah. And then Dawson proceeds to go back and wait in the lobby for this guy for like 5 hours or something.
Let's put it into perspective. You are a business person. You've called someone in for a meeting. They acted really whack and crazy during the meeting. So you took the offer off the table. You asked them to leave. You get off work. You're turning off all the office lights.
Like hours later.
Hours later. It's the end of the day. Turning off all the lights. Leaving. In the hallway is the person that you rejected.
Yeah,
They've been sitting there for hours. I'd be terrified.
Yeah. I'd be like, I'm calling the police.
Yeah.
Why are you here? But Dawson is like, I'm sorry about my friend. He sucks. I broke up with him.
He's on Amtrak right now.
Yeah, he's out of the picture. I can't control him. But like just me. And the guy's like, I admire your gumption or whatever he says. Like something like, when you do something completely crazy and then the person of authority is like,
they reward you for your behavior.
yeah, they're like, yeah, you fucking took a chance. So I'm going to give you a chance.
Yeah. So Dawson was able to get the offer back on the table, I
don't
suppose.
even understand what the offer is.
Me either.
Well, I think the guy said something like,
To make another.
yeah, like, you know, when
money
you
to,
have
like-
when you have your next script ready, send it to me. So basically, like, I'll consider
Produce it.
I'll consider being your agent, but I need to see your next script first, obviously. So Dawson, so they did like a handshake deal or whatever, and I guess so. Whenever like Dawson has his script ready, he'll send it to this dude, and we'll see what happens with that. And then like Dawson goes back to Boston or whatever, and he runs into Joey, or Joey comes to Graham's house to like see him and see how the meeting went or whatever. And then Dawson's like, yeah, it went really well. I think like he's gonna read my next script, and Joey's like,
Read my next script.
and Joey's like, oh my God, that's great. Do you want to go get some pizza? Okay, let's go get some pizza. So they walk off and get pizza, and then that's the end of the episode. So I think that was it for episode 20. Did we miss anything? Was there anything else? This was kind of a boring, quick
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only real drama was the inappropriate
Pacey and the new
triangle
boss,
eyebrows and
triangle
sexual
eyebrow
harassment.
woman. Yes, God.
triangle eyebrows. I need to look this up.
Yeah, you need to look at her eyebrows, man.
So apparently the Boston filming locations is also Wilmington, North Carolina. So they've just been in Wilmington this whole time.
I mean, they probably found one block in downtown Wilmington or
Yeah.
whatever for the city parts. And then like some of the side streets that they're walking down in quote unquote Boston look very like suburban. It's detached houses.
Yeah.
yeah, that's not how Boston looks.
No.
You have to get out pretty far before you find that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, where they are looks cute.
Yeah, it does look cute. It's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, you guys want to move to Wilmington, North Carolina, South
Sure.
Carolina? Where is that?
South?
North?
I don't know.
I thought we were in North Carolina.
I don't know.
Where are the Outer Banks?
North Carolina. North Carolina.
Okay.
It's
Oh, okay.
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Hey, I think North Carolina is pretty beautiful. I've actually only driven through it. Wait. Have I?
Probably. I mean, it's right
I don't
below
know.
Virginia.
No, where Blue Ridge? Well, Blue Ridge Mountains run through North Carolina and South Carolina. Where did I go?
I don't remember
couple years
going
ago.
into the Carolinas when I drove the Blue Ridge Parkway.
No, Blue Ridge runs down the
runs-
the Appalachia, which is like,
It runs through North and South
does it?
and
I thought it
into
ran-
Georgia. Goes into Georgia
Okay.
I didn't.
and
Well,
Virginia.
I mean,
She's long.
Virginia, yes, but because Virginia is where I started. But I don't remember. Well, maybe I had to cut off the Blue Ridge Parkway earlier, like before the Carolinas, in order to, because I was actually on my way to Dallas, but I took a scenic route by taking the Blue Ridge Parkway. So maybe I exited the Blue Ridge Parkway before it got into the Carolinas.
Where's
because
Raleigh?
I needed to actually get
No, Blue Ridge
into-
Parkway does not run through North Carolina. It goes down through like Roanoke and like
Yeah, because I stopped in
Knoxville.
I stopped in Roanoke.
So you get to a little part of Virginia, and then you're in Tennessee. So
Oh.
it heads west.
Yeah,
down-
I was gonna say because I don't. I mean, I was sure to believe you, Cindy, that it did cut through the Carolinas, but I did not go through the Carolinas when I was on the Blue Ridge Parkway.
It starts in Waynesboro, Virginia, which is like,
Yeah, Waynesboro. That's where I entered.
yeah. So that's like west of Charlottesville. Runs down through Roanoke.
I went to
down-
Charlottesville. That's where I met Jen, and we like did hiking things.
when I took my road trip
and that's
from
North Carolina, right? Charlottesville,
Charlottesville, Virginia.
Virginia. Wait, oh my God.
There's
I
no
don't know
North
what I'm saying.
Carolina. There's no North Carolina.
Where did I meet Jen?
Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yeah, Charlottesville is in Virginia because Charlotte.
Charlotte, North Carolina. That's a different city.
Yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina is maybe what you're thinking.
That's a big city with
Yeah.
big tall buildings. Charlottesville
Where the
Where did I
is
major
where UVA
it's where the
is.
major university is in
I need
Charlotte.
to go back in my photos. Where did I meet her?
Wait, can we? I'm sorry. Before we
get on a geography
I
tangent.
know. We're on a geography. Let's wrap this episode up, and
Okay.
then you can scroll through your photos. Okay. All right.
Bye.
So next week we're gonna come back with episode 21. We are Basic Teen TV. My name's Melissa.
I'm Victoria.
I'm Cindy.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Hope you learned something in our geography lesson.